Oh, thank you, Tinkle. See, they all get carrots and milk, ready for another practice flight later. Hello, one and all! Merry Christmas! It is splendid to be joining you this way live into your homes here from the North Pole. The comfort of my sitting room, of course, into your wonderful living rooms. I hope you are all feeling very Christmassy. Of course, children, it is only 19 sleeps now until Christmas morning. Oh, how wonderful! It is so exciting, isn't it? Oh, I am so excited for Christmas this year, and I have so much fun to be having with you today. Now, I hope you're all nice and cozy on your living room couches or equivalent, and maybe got a rug with you and feeling very Christmassy. Have you all got your Christmas decorations up? Have you got your Christmas tree up? Oh, I do hope so. Oh, I hear Chloe and Leo, you've got your hot chocolate. I've got a lovely brew and a nice bit of cake that Mrs. Claus has given me. So how wonderful is that? I do hope that you are all sat cozy and maybe have a nice drink and maybe something, I don't know, a chocolate biscuit or a bit of cake to eat along with our time together, because we're going to have a wonderful time together. And I was talking to the elves as I was on my rounds this morning, just before I went out on my test flight. I've just got in from a test flight with the reindeer, but I won't talk about, we hopefully will go out on a bit of a test flight together ourselves later also. But when I was talking to the elves, they said, "Oh, Santa, it's so exciting that you're seeing so many children and families in the run-up to Christmas. You must do your favorite story with them." Oh, and I said, "Elves, that's a wonderful idea." And my favorite story that I read very regularly, almost every night here in the North Pole at this time of year with the elves, is "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I don't know if you've heard it, but it's a wonderful story about all of the magic that happens on Christmas Eve. Of course, it does feature my good self and my friends the reindeers. So are you all sitting nice and comfortably? I'll get my book open at the right page. Super. And then we will have our story together. We can enjoy the magic of Christmas Eve together. So you all sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. It was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Santa, that's me of course, would soon be there. What do you think, Bella, Daniel and Jasmine? Is the night before Christmas quite an exciting time? Do you like to hang up your stockings? The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. What do you think, Charlie Hellier? Will you be going off to sleep nice and early on Christmas Eve? Oh, I do hope so. And Nate and Sonny, do you like to get to bed nice and early Christmas Eve? Because the earlier you go to bed, the sooner Christmas morning arrives. Then out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. The children stirred in their beds, wondering what was the matter. Away to the window they flew like a flash, and tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. What do you think, Laura and Gregory? If you heard some clattering outside on Christmas Eve, would you be tempted to go and investigate? Of course, you shouldn't really. You should be sleeping right through on Christmas Eve, shouldn't you? The moon on the surface of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. Oh, gosh, these children in this story were very lucky. They'd had snow at Christmas time. How wonderful. When what to their wondering eyes should appear but a toy-loaded sleigh pulled by 8 reindeer. What do you think, Emma and Sophie? Would you be quite excited if you peeped through the curtains on Christmas Eve and saw my sleigh pulling into a snow-covered lawn or nearby your home? with a jolly old driver, so lively and quick. They knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. Of course, children, I have names all over the world. Some people know me as Father Christmas, Santa Claus. I used to be known in a lot of places as Saint Nicholas. What do you think, Isla, Mary and Shafia? Would you be quite excited at hearing action and noise out on your lawn or nearby your home and then discovering Santa Claus, myself, pulling in with the reindeer? They were more rapid than eagles. As nearer they came, as Santa whistled and shouted and called them by name. How good are you, children, with your names of reindeer? See if you can keep up then. What about you, Freya, Austin and Aubrey? You good with reindeer names? Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, up and away to you all. I do love riding my sleigh on Christmas Eve. What do you think, Savannah? Would you like to have a ride on Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve? I bet you would, wouldn't you? So up to the top, the reindeer they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and, of course, Santa. That's me, too. What do you think, Chloe and Leo? Would you be excited if you thought Santa's sleigh was landing on your rooftop? Holly and Freya, would you be inquisitive if you thought that there was some reindeer on your rooftop? And then, in a twinkling, the children heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each reindeer's hoof as they held one another's hands and turned around. Down their chimney came Santa with a bound. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, what do you think, Jaya and Priya? Would you be quite excited if you knew that Santa was coming in down your chimney? Of course, a lot of you don't have chimneys anymore. I used to enter most homes via chimney, but these days I have a few other magical ways that I find my way in and out. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Oh, that's what happens when you come in via a chimney, you know. You do get covered in soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and of course he had presents in his magic sack. Oh, children, that magic sack of ours. Oh, the elves do such a great job with it. I mean, Mary Poppins, eat your heart out. We get so much in my sack. What do you think, Luke? Would you be excited if you heard the rustle of my sack downstairs as I fill the stockings and leave presents under the Christmas tree? What about you, Evan? Would you be excited? His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses and his nose like a cherry. It does sound a little bit like me, children, doesn't it? What do you think? I don't know if my nose is quite that red. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. Well, I am very old, children. That explains a lot, I know, but certainly the beard being white, it's been like this for a long time. What do you think, Elliot? Do you think the story describes me well? And Arlo and Felix, are you enjoying the story? You quite excited for Christmas? He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Ho, ho, ho. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. The children laughed when they saw him and hid behind a shelf. Oh, you know these children, they were a bit inquisitive. They shouldn't really have been up, should they? You know that children are meant to sleep right through and experience the magic on Christmas morning. You know that, Freya and Sophie, don't you? You wouldn't be sneaking up for a look at me, would you? And what about Jenna and Esme? Would you be a bit inquisitive if you heard a bit of a rustling downstairs when I'm up to my work? And I know Sally and Lily, you're ones, you like to go to bed nice and early, don't you, Christmas Eve? You enjoying the story? Oh, splendid. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave the children to know they had nothing to dread. Well, of course, it was me, Santa. They had nothing to dread at all. What do you think, Lily May, Matilda and Oscar? If you saw Santa, you'd know that everything was okay as long as you didn't, make too much noise. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk. Oh, I do so love filling your stockings up, children, on Christmas Eve. It is such a wonderful time for me. All of the elves' hard work comes to fruition. Oh, it's wonderful. What do you think, Hazel, Jacoby, Carabella? Do you think it's a bit exciting Christmas Eve? I think it is, isn't it? And laying a finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. I always say, if you're going to come in by chimney, you may as well go out by chimney. What do you think, Abby? What about Jasper and Joel? You quite excited for Christmas? I bet you are. Isn't the magic wonderful when you wake up nice and early on Christmas morning and discover that I've been? He sprang to his sleigh and gave his team a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. If you've ever seen a thistle down floating, that's just how my sleigh, myself and the reindeer, float through the Christmas Eve night sky. The children heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Ho, ho, ho. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful story that is, children, isn't it? It captures all of the magic of my work on Christmas Eve. And I don't want to take all the credit at all, because, of course, the elves helped so much. I couldn't be out there delivering all of your presents so timely, all of the right ones to the right houses, with all of the right children's names on them, if my elves didn't help me so much. But I do so enjoy my work, children. I so love Christmas Eve and visiting you all. Now, when I was talking to the elves earlier, they were so excited that I was able to join so many children in the run-up to Christmas. All of this newfangled technology that's emerged this year that's allowing us to beam live from the North Pole to you guys. Oh, it's so wonderful. Oh, Freya and Holly have got a question about which is my favourite reindeer. I couldn't say favourites. Well, it's a good question, though, because what's coming up next, Freya and Holly, you might be able to comment yourselves, because I was talking to Sprout the Elf, and Sprout the Elf said, "Oh, Santa, you know what you need to do? You need to take the children on a sleigh ride." And I said, "How on earth can I take all of these children all over the world on my sleigh?" They said, "Oh, you do it virtually, Santa." I said, "Oh, you need to explain more, Sprout." And Sprout said, "Of course, Santa, we can put a camera on your sleigh so that the children can see exactly what you see as you set off through the North Pole sky on Christmas Eve." And I said, "Sprout, that is a splendid idea." And before I knew it, she had made it so. Now, the wonderful thing is I'm going to take you on a virtual sleigh ride with me, so you can see all of the magic around us here in the North Pole. We've already got wondrous amounts of snow, and the magic is surrounding us beautifully. So I'm very much looking forward to taking you on that. What do you think, Freya and Sophia? Are you enjoying that idea that you might be able to come on a sleigh ride with Santa? Now, before we do so, though, I need to ask you a little question. Do you know my favourite sleigh riding jingly song that I like to sing with the reindeer as we set to the sky on Christmas Eve? Oh, I knew many of you would, of course. It is Jingle Bells. Now, do you know the words? Oh, good. Now, we're just going to stick to the dashing through the snow, that verse, and then all of the chorus that you should know. Now, I want to hear you singing loud and proud, and I want you to get your adults joining in with you, and imagine you're up on the sleigh with me. Now, what was that question from Charlie Tinkle? Oh, Charlie, what is my favourite colour? Oh, Charlie, I think you can guess what colour is my jacket. Oh, I've adored red for a long time. Does have to be said, if you go back in history, I did enjoy green in the early days, but, red's just got a bit more bling. Right, are we ready to go on a sleigh ride, Charlie, and all you children? Okay, I want you to hold tight and really imagine you're up there with us and sing Jingle Bells loudly and proudly with me. Off we go! Come on, reindeer! Let's set to the sky, children. Hold tight and sing loud. Come on, adults, you too. Ho, ho, ho! Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ho, 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 bells on bobtails ring.
making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is white, and the night is young. Take the sleigh tonight, and join us in the song. Just get a bobtail bay, get ready for a run, then hitch him to a sleigh, and now we'll have some fun. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ha ha! Isn't it wonderful, children? Come on, reindeer! Ha ha!
Well done, what a wonderful singing. Oh, what was that like, setting to the night sky here in the North Pole, just like I do every Christmas Eve. I hope you enjoyed our little virtual sleigh ride together. It's so much fun, isn't it? I never can tire of setting to the sky with the reindeer, and they're getting better and better. We're doing lots of practice flights, and they're getting better and better this year. And I hear out there, my elves are telling me, you, Jasper, you can play that song on your guitar. Well, I want you to make sure you get lots of festive spirit in your household in the run-up to Christmas then, Jasper. Lots of singing. And Carabella and Hazel, you were dancing around to that one. Oh, splendid. That's wonderful. I can sense the Christmas spirit in many of you. This is wonderful. Oh, now, Abby, you're asking about how are the reindeer? Oh, we look after the reindeer so well, Abby. I mean, of course, my main team, they have been my main team for a long, long time. But with a bit of elf magic and lots of training, they're going to be fine for a long time yet. We do have reservist reindeer, but we never seem to need to call them. They just help with a bit of the training. Now, Nate and Sonia are asking whether or not I prefer cookies or mince pies. Well, you know, I'm quite happy with either of those varieties, but I have to say, if I'm going to choose one, mince pies. Oh, I do love a mince pie. Lovely singing, Emma and Sophie. Now then, everybody, I have some very special messages for all of you, and I'm very excited to give them. And at the same time, though, my elves, they've come up with so many ideas this year. I don't know. While you guys have been experiencing these crazy things in your world, over here in the North Pole, we're very protected from it with elf ancient magic and ancient ways. We're okay. But the thing is, the elves know you need as much cheering up as we can give you. So they've come up with some wonderful games that I'm going to pop up on the screen as I give messages to all of you children. Now, do sit there nice and patiently, because I'm going to work through you all, and everybody will get their special message. But at the same time, you can play along with your family members, whoever's with you, a bit of a game. Now, Tinkle, what's the first one that we've got for our lovely children? Oh, of course, this is a good test for many of you. You need to see if you can count up all of these different items and let your adult know how good you are at your counting, because this goes on a lot in the workshop at the moment with the elves. They're counting up the toys that are going to continents, to countries, to towns, to streets, and then to individual children at your homes. Now, my first message, Merry Christmas to Bella, Daniel, and Jasmine. Now, I hear you're in Pontypool. A wonderful place, and I can sense your Christmas spirit is strong. I think you're going to have a wonderful Christmas, children. I'm very excited for you. Merry Christmas, Bella, Daniel, and Jasmine. Oh, wonderful. A big Merry Christmas to Charlie. Now, I've heard my elves tell me you would like a PS4. And we will organize that, don't worry, Charlie. Oh, and you won your football match. Well done, Charlie. That's super. Well done indeed. A big Merry Christmas to Laura and Gregory. I understand. Oh, you're in London, of course. Now, I want to send you a big Christmas hug from myself and Mrs. Claus, and all the elves. We extend all the Christmas love to you all. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, Merry Christmas to Emma and Sophie. You are both doing so well this year, and you are very, very special. And of course, I can't wait to visit you and all the children with presents on Christmas Eve. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. Oh, Merry Christmas to Isla Mary and Shafia. Now, I know you two have been very, very good. And I'll be sure to stop by on my rounds, of course. Now, of course, I know you're in Pembrokeshire, which is a wonderful part of the world. And often you're lucky enough to get snow around Christmas sometimes. It can be splendid around you when you've got snow. Now, how are we all getting on? There's lots more messages to come. Don't worry, children. But how are we getting on with this game? Have we managed to count up all of the items? I mean, some easier than others, I think you'll agree. How have you got on with the stockings spread out over the two trees? Hopefully you got all the total. Let's bring up another one, Tinkle. Let's see if we can. Oh, I remember this one, Tinkle. Good. Good one, this. Tinkle showed me this the other day. I mean, apparently, two of these snowmen are identical. Now, I stared at it for 22 minutes. And for me, they're all different. They've got different eyes shut and, scarves in different directions and things. So you see if you can spot two that are identical. Now, Merry Christmas to Freya, Austin, and Aubrey. Now, Freya, I hear you've worked hard on your exams. Oh, that's splendid. And Austin, you've started a new school. And Aubrey, you have been so brave at school. What a lovely group of children. Well done. It sounds like you're doing splendidly, and my elves tell me so. Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh, and Merry Christmas to Savannah. You have been a very good girl, and that's lovely to hear. That makes me proud. And of course, there will be presents waiting for you on Christmas morning, Savannah. Oh, a big hello to Chloe and Leo. Oh, thank you for sending your letters so early. That really does help out the elves. Now, I hope you keep sharing and behaving well together. You are doing very, very well. You're making us all proud here in the North Pole. Hello to Priya and Jaya. Jaya, you're doing brilliantly at school. You're being so kind and lovely to others. And Priya, you're also very kind too. We have noticed this, the elves and I. Now, of course, you will have a lovely surprise at Christmas. That's what you deserve. And it will, of course, happen. Well done, Jaya and Priya. Merry Christmas. Now, how are we getting on, children, with this challenge? Before I do some more messages, there's lots more to come, don't worry. But how are we getting on with this snowman challenge? I mean, I started it for 22 minutes. So I think I might have to help you out if you don't know already. So if you have a look at the first one, Tinkle tells me that one with the A under it. If you search down, there's another one identical to that. Can you see the bottom right F? Well done if you'd already worked that out. You're a lot brighter than I was. Oh, this one is a fun one, children. This will be a bit more of a challenge. You'll have to bear with it to see how far you get on with it. It's a spot the difference between the top picture and the bottom. And apparently there are 7 differences between the two pictures. So see how many you can spot. Hello, Luke Roseblade. You have been a great brother this year. You give great advice, and you are always trying your best. Merry Christmas, Luke. That is wonderful. Oh, isn't that wonderfully festive? Oh, hello, Elliot. You really have been a good boy this year. A big happy first Christmas to you, Elliot. It's going to be magical. I can sense it. Are your toes feeling it? I can imagine they're tweeting away like that, are they? Wonderful, tinkling. Hello, Jenna and Esme. Oh, now your elf Sydney has been reporting back to me, you two, and I've been hearing very good stories that you've been very good girls. This is wonderful, very exciting to hear that. I love those reports when they come in. I mean, it gets a bit chaotic at the end of the day here in the North Pole when we get all these elves returning to base with reports, but I love hearing how good you've been. So Merry Christmas to you both. Now, Lily May, Matilda, and Oscar. A wonderful Merry Christmas to you. Now, Lily May, well done on that fantastic maths result. Whoa, that's so splendid. Matilda, your teacher, says you are exceeding in everything. That's quite astounding. Well done. And Oscar, you're doing wonderfully and brilliantly with your bike riding. Well done. Oh, what a fantastic credit you are to your family. And you're making us very proud here in the North Pole. Merry Christmas. Oh, hello to Hazel, Jacoby, and Carabella. And you've been doing some wonderful dancing so far, haven't you? I've been watching your singing, Hazel, at school. Oh, you sound delightful in your Christmas songs. Oh, they really fill me with joy. Jacoby, your math is absolutely wonderful. Keep that up. You will have found the counting challenge a bit of a singe, won't you? And Carabella, will you please look after your new brother or sister? I guess that's still a surprise to come. I won't be the one to reveal it. So how are we getting on with this Spot the Difference challenge? There's a few more messages to still come, but I do hope you're doing well with the differences. My best clue is look around the outside of each of the big snowflakes, and you'll have to look at some of the detail on the snowflakes as well as the baubles and the trees. Merry Christmas, Abby. Now you've started riding on Charlie Brown. And you've managed to jump. Oh, that is splendid. That's a real achievement on a horse, isn't it? Or is it a pony? Sometimes, because I do so much with reindeer, horses, ponies, it's always difficult for me to tell. Well done, Abby. I think you're doing splendidly. It's very brave to take on a jump. Oh, hello, Sam and Lily. Well done, you two, for trying so hard at school. Merry Christmas from me here in the North Pole and all of my elves. And of course the reindeer. They give you a few reindeer moos. Now then, what about another challenge, Tinkle? I think you must have solved all of that by now. You're very bright. Oh, Emma and Sophie, you've worked it all out, have you? Well done. What else we got for them, Tinkle? Why not that? This is a good one. It's the decorations. See if you can spot two decorations that are the same on this tree. I found it difficult. Took me 5 minutes. Hello to Arlo and Felix. I hear you have been rocking around that little Christmas tree of yours. I do like that number. Keep on dancing. Oh, thank you so much for my letter. And don't forget, well, I know you won't, leave some carrots out for the reindeer. They do so enjoy them. And you're having a wonderful time in Oxfordshire, which is wonderful. Merry Christmas, all of you. Arlo and Felix and all your family. Hello to Nate and Sonny. Now you're in Portishead, of course. And you've just got this puppy called Toby. Oh, that is wonderful. And obviously Toby will need to look out for me on Christmas Eve, but don't let him be bothered if I have to do a bit of this. Because sometimes if you get a bit too yappy, the dogs, I just have to put them to sleep. But only for a few minutes while I do my thing. Don't worry. Hello to Holly and Freya in Shepperton. Oh, you've been looking after Teddy the hamster so well, haven't you? And Eddie, Murphy, and Bob the ponies. Gosh, well, you've got a collection of ponies there, haven't you? Well, it sounds like you're doing a very good job of looking after them. Oh, and you, of course, you've told us about the pony toys. They're all organised, and the Lego. And the vet squad. Well, that'll keep you all tuned in to look after those ponies, won't it? Well, that's wonderful, isn't it? I think you're going to have a wonderful Christmas, Holly and Freya. And Holly, very good chosen name for Christmas, that I would say. Oh, a very big Merry Christmas to Jasper and Joel. Now, I've just heard, Jasper, you've just gone up a swimming group. That's splendid work. Oh, wonderful. And Joel, you've got up a reading group. Oh, that's splendid. And you've been learning to ride your bike. Oh, you are both doing so well. And it sounds like you look after each other so well. The elves tell me this. Now, what's all this, Joel? You've got a Christmas joke you write every day. Well, I think the elves might need you to share one of your Christmas jokes. We'll see what the public at large think, Joel. Merry Christmas, Jasper and Joel. Let us know in the feed, adult, whatever fun joke we've got of the week. Merry Christmas to Sophia and Freya. You are going to have the most splendid of Christmases. I can just sense it. You have been wonderful children all year long. And my elves have been telling me all good things about you. And I'm very proud of you, as are your family. Merry Christmas. Oh, and Evan, I must say a humongous Merry Christmas to you from all of us here in the North Pole. And apparently you're in Clown, a wonderful place, isn't it? And you've been working very hard this year. You have asked me for a Playmobil Scooby-Doo mansion, haven't you? Well, of course, the elves have sorted that out. I mean, they've been very popular this year, but we're going to make sure that, Evan, you get yours. Mummy, Daddy, Mama, Grandad, and Uncle Jamie, they are very proud of you, as are all the elves and Santa here in the North Pole. Merry Christmas, Evan! Oh, Merry Christmas to you all! That is, I think, about all of my individual messages delivered, as they say. And I'm good at deliveries. Oh, children and all your families, it is so splendid to be sharing the magical excitement of the run-up to Christmas with you all. And thank you for inviting me around for tea. I hope you adults are enjoying a nice brew, or maybe something a bit stronger. Oh, Sam and Lily have got a Christmas joke to share. Let Tinkle tell me what it is. I'll see if I can deliver it. How should one laugh to a Christmas joke? Of course, ho, ho, ho. I do like that one. I might tell Rudolph that one later. I like that one. Oh, Joel, is this your joke of the day or joke of the week? What do the elves learn at school? The alphabet. I do love that one. We have elf school here, in the North Pole because, well, we need it. There's a lot of elves to train up. Oh, Teddy the hamster, you're out there. That's splendid. Oh, hello, Teddy. Oh, children, there's still some more excitement to come. My visit is far from over. We've got quite a bit of time left. Now, if you have got any burning questions for me, make sure your adults pop them in the feed, and I'll see what ones we can cover off. Oh, Charlie, you want to know what my favorite football team is? I don't really have time for your football in your world, but it does have to be said, we do play something called snow football here in the North Pole with the elves, and well, I mean, it's probably more Australian football rules than it is than along the lines of your soccer, because I know you like soccer in your part of the world. But it's a bit sort of, well, let's just say a few elves get pushed through the goal as well as the snow. It's a lot of fun, though. Oh, Emma and Sophie, don't you worry. The elves are tracking everything, and if you've just moved, your address will be logged. We're not slow like some of your real-world databases. We're right up to date on all things. At the end of the day, if we have our little elf people out there, don't we? We have our elves in amongst you. Oh, Nathan, Sonny, I know about your elf. Yes, your elf, Ollie, he can be a bit cheeky, can't he? Oh, Jenna and Esme, don't you worry about any of this COVID nonsense for us in the North Pole. Look, I'm so sorry that you've had that year, and that's why we're going to go and do everything we can with our magic here to make your Christmas the most special. But we haven't had any problems with the sort of things you have, because elf ancient magic. I mean, we don't need to worry about the things that you humans do. We have known about these ways for thousands of years, and we are very lucky. Maybe one day you humans will catch on to some of the ancient knowledge and magic we have. Oh, Nathan, sorry, well, do the reindeer speak? Well, they would say they do. They have their own language, reindeer moo, but they talk to one another a lot better than they talk to me. I mean, they're very capable of letting me know what they need to, and there is some good words that they've taught me from reindeer moo. I'll give you one. How does it go? Now that is reindeer moo for Merry Christmas, and they do a lot of that this time of year, but it's not very articulate. I mean, it's not full sentences. Oh, I do hear that we may have had snow on the connection for one of you or two of you. So I may have to give another quick message. Isla, Mary, sorry, and Shafia. You lost us for a moment. So I have a special message for you might have missed. Now, I know you've both been very, very good. And I will be sure to stop by on Christmas Eve, as I'm going to do for all of you wonderful children out there, because you deserve a wonderful Christmas this year, and 2020 is going to be splendid. So, Merry Christmas, Isla Mary and Shafia. Now, children, I've got something really important to fit in. So, if you've got some more burning questions, ask your adults to pop them in the feed, but we'll come back to them in a few moments. Because when I was on my rounds this morning, my head elf, tiny elf, well, let me tell you what happened. I was going down the corridor, having gone into the tasting department, and I just tasted this splendid new chocolate. It's a mix of milk chocolate, white chocolate, orange. Oh, I love chocolate orange as well. And then they put in some cinnamon. Oh, it was the most Christmassy, delicious combination I've ever tasted. So I got a bit distracted with that. But then when I went back out onto the corridor, which is adorned with 200 Christmas trees, or at least 200 Christmas trees, children, that get decorated every 3 days here in the North Pole, because, well, that's what elves like to do, decorate Christmas trees, you know, as if they haven't got enough to do. And I was going down the corridor, walking on, and this one Christmas tree was sticking out of it. It was covered in gold and silver baubles and a bit of tinsel. And as I got nearer to it, it went boom! Oh, I don't know if that got you like it got me. But the whole Christmas tree jumped out of me. It was Tiny Elf. He dressed himself up as a Christmas tree. And it did so tickle me. I rolled him on the floor. We had a good laugh for 10 minutes or so or more. But once we'd pulled ourselves together, he said, "Look, I was coming to see you, Santa." Sorry to surprise you. And I said, "Oh, Tiny, you do help keep me young," or feeling young, maybe. Anyway, he said, "The elves would love to teach the children you are speaking to and visiting in their homes the elf march." And I said, "That's a splendid idea. How will we do it?" He said, "Oh, I'll arrange for something." So he's arranged for Pumper and Sprout to be on hand to teach you the elf march. Now, the elf march is something the elves do all day long in the workshop to keep up their elf esteem. They do it for breakfast, they do it for their morning break, they do it at lunchtime, afternoon tea, and supper. So, would you like to learn the elf march with Pumper and Sprout? You might need to get up on your feet. And Conquer the Elf, you can join in with this too. You know the moves. It goes, "We all love to be elves. Join in, singing along and dancing along at your end, and I'll see you in a moment." Come on, Pumper.
Toys stuck in the sleigh, getting the reindeer on their way. Oh, we all love to be elves. 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 Christmas spirit, cookies and cream. We're on Santa's dream team. Oh, we all love to be elves. We all love to be elves. Wrapping presents, singing our song, helping Santa all day long. Oh, we all love to be elves. 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 Give me a 1, 2, 3. Oh, give me a 1, 2, 3. The jolly Christmas tree. Give me a 1, 2, 3. Oh, give me a 1, 2, 3. And that's the way to me. Give me a 1, 2, 3. Oh, give me a 1, 2, 3. The jolly Christmas tree. Give me a 1, 2, 3. Oh, give me a 1, 2, 3. And that's the way to me. We all have to be elves. We all have to be elves. We all have to be elves. We all have to be elves.
enjoying dancing along there to the Elf March? Conker, well done, splendid. Now, Jay, you were just saying, do I like sprouts? Well, you know, I have to tell you something about sprouts. The elves, they will have 5 a day. 5 sprouts. That's what they'll do. I mean, just to balance out the hot chocolate and the cookies and the candy cane for that matter, they will have 5 sprouts a day. Now, I don't quite like to have 5 a day, but every other day I'll join them for a few sprouts. You know, I mean, I just found it with my size, without going into too much detail. You know, you just got to be careful. Aubrey, you wanted to have a question. You want to know if Rudolph flies on Christmas Eve? Well, you know, many years he does like to come out with me. He will often come out with us, Aubrey. But of course, the main years that he has really been needed have been the foggy Christmas Eves. They do come along, and it does prove so handy, that nose of his. But yes, he's not part of the core team as per se, but he does often tag along because he just can't help himself. He has a lot of fun. You know, there are times, Aubrey, he actually sits in the sleigh with me. But that's just, you know, he's been at the work for so long. He knows so much about the route, and he's good fun, actually. He's a good singer. Oh, Carabella, Jacoby, and Hazel, you're a bit dizzy from all that dancing. Well, you know, those elves, they do shake their heads around a bit, don't they? We all love to be elves. Oh, splendid fun, children. Oh, well, are all the elves cheeky? That's a very interesting question. Well, I wouldn't say all the elves are cheeky. Some of the... Who asked that question? Sorry, Priya asked that question. Good question, Priya. Yes, well, they're not all cheeky. No. It's more the younger ones, you know, the frisky ones. They're often the ones that do volunteer to come out and stay in your homes, I have to say. A lot of the elves here have very important jobs. And those that are in supervisory positions, like Tiny Elf, and Pumper's been here for a long time. And Sprout, for that matter. Sprout's head of innovation. She's very good. She started young as a young elf, but she's really worked her way up the ranks. And it's all about the different ages of them. I mean, some of them, now they're over 1,000 years old. Oh, Holly and Freya was that. We're asking about my age. Well, you know, you shouldn't really ask an elderly person their age. Well, I suppose I'm not quite a person. I'm Santa. But the thing is, I am certainly hundreds of years old now. I mean, I don't know whether I've touched the 1,000 or not. We can live to a few thousand years old as elves, you know, which is quite fortunate. But we don't really need to worry about it because, every year we stay feeling young with the excitement for Christmas, as I'm sure you children do. So I can't quite reveal an exact year because I don't celebrate my birthday. All I celebrate is the magic of Christmas with all of you wonderful children. Oh, Sam and Lily, you would like to know if I like mince pies? I most certainly do. So if you do happen to do any baking in the run-up to Christmas, just a side one for me, won't you? I do like to find a mince pie nearby somewhere in your homes when I visit. Oh, one more joke before I have to go and check on the workshop, I think. But we've got Chloe and Leo. What do the elves sing in the toilet? Jingle smells. Jingle smells. What do the elves sing? Very good, very good. Oh, children, it has been absolutely delightful. Oh, hang on. Jasper's asking something. What's this? Have we got any naughty elves? Well, we do have naughty elves here in the North Pole. Yes, we often have to, well, let's just say they get a lot of the work of the mucking out of the reindeer and some of the less favourable jobs here in the North Pole for a little while, if they've been a bit too naughty. All the elves, unfortunately, have this problem of their love of candy cane. And some elves, if they have too much candy cane, can become quite troublesome. And, well, we have to segregate those elves for a little period if they've gone a bit too far with candy cane. Do I wear matching or odd socks? Nate and Sonny are asking. Well, it's an interesting question. You know what? I wear 3 pairs of socks, I'll tell you, Nate and Sonny, on Christmas Eve, because the one thing that I do feel the cold in is my toes, even in those big boots. So as for whether they're matching, well, I don't, they're very colourful. I mean, Mrs. Claus sorts me out with a new pair quite regularly, but almost always I would say they're matching. I'm just thinking, I did have a pair with Rudolph on one and a snowman on the other, but most of the time they're either holly on each, or they're always something Christmassy. Mrs. Christmas has a whole set of lovely warm socks for me. She does like to look out for me when I go out on my travels. Oh, and I've just been asked from Jaya, what is my favorite drink? Well, I do, when I'm on my travels and I'm visiting all of you, milk comes in very handy for my energy. But then, those little tipples, they're handy also, just for one's warmth. Your adults will know what I need sorting out with there. And yes, I mean, in terms of my favorite, I think it probably is hot chocolate. The elves do drink a lot of hot chocolate here, and I join in with that because it's splendid, isn't it? A good warm cup of cocoa with something to dunk in it, or a mince pie. Now, talking of all of that, on Christmas Eve, don't forget, because you children are very good at this, don't forget to leave out some carrots. Don't forget to leave out a little something for me if you can spare it. Keeps my energy up. And of course, go to bed nice and early. Oh, Abby, and all of you, I am so delighted and excited to be wishing you all a Merry Christmas and telling you now I will be coming. Santa Claus is coming to town for sure, to your town, and I will be visiting you all, and I can't wait. But you will be all fast asleep, I hope, not like the children in my story. So I'm going to say, before I go, the elves have said they've arranged for some fireworks, so keep watching. You might see some fireworks in the North Pole here from the elves. But I'm going to say, Merry Christmas! One and all, take good care. Ho, ho, ho.